Alright amigos, we are back, and this is base 102, and hopefully you got from the last one where the notes are, okay, and the whole point of this lettering system is just a way to get a note. It's not like the letters were there before notes were there. Notes have always been there. It's more of a way to organize them. I'm going to teach you a different way to organize them, and that's using numbers. Maybe you've heard of do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do kind of a thing, and that's another way of organizing notes. Well, if you do do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, which I don't use, it's a pattern there. You got do, and you got all the way to do again. And so what I'm going to use here is called a number system, and some people call it the Nashville number system for chords or whatever. But don't worry about all that. Just think of it this way. If I am in a certain key, the first note I'm going to play is my 1 key, with my 1 chord, or my 1 note. Okay? And of course you got your 2 and your 3 and your 4, your 5, 6, 7, and now there's no 8. We actually go back to 1 at that point. We cycle back. It's almost, you could really just draw it in a circle if you wanted. And so on these notes, I think about letters, and let's say we're in the key of, I'm playing in the key of C, okay? And I want to play my first note is a C. Okay. Now the nice thing about the key of C is that those flats and sharp things I talked about, they'd be the black keys on the piano. You don't touch them. There's none of that in C. So it's just C, D, E, F, G, A, and B. These are all your numbers. You got C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Those are your numbered chords. Now if I'm playing it on the bass, remember, we've got our fretboard here. That means I'm starting with a C. Okay? And I would start it up here just so you have more room to work down here. You could start it there as well. But we're just going to walk up a quick scale, if you will. So we're going to go C. Then we're going to go to the next D. Okay? Now, I could jump back there, or even closer would be right here. So I'm just going to jump there. Okay? So C to D. Now the next would be E, then F, and then the 5 would be G, okay, and then the 6 would be A. Now there's an A up there, but notice how it would be quite a reach I'd have to move my hand up there. So to try to keep my hand in one place, I'm actually going to hit the A over here, okay, and then B, and then back to C. Okay, so I've got this little scale, and you might think of it as do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's just walking up the bass. And I'll do that. I'll demo that in just a moment. So that's a scale in the key of C. Okay, and this whole pattern that you see here, you might play this with your middle finger here, and then your 4th finger there, so middle finger, pinky, and then you would do 1 finger, middle finger, pinky, and then 1st finger, ring finger, pinky. That way your hand doesn't move very much, and you can go all through all of those notes. Okay, kind of handy. Okay, so that's just the basic stuff. I want you to start thinking about a scale as these numbers here, this number system. Now, I could also go through and number these notes here. I could say this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And of course 8, there is no 8. Silly me. There's just back to 1. Alright. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. And then you could even keep going if you needed to, but on a bass you wouldn't need to. This is good. All right. You also notice that I could have started the same pattern here, and watch what happens. If I start with my C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And what I've noticed here is the exact same pattern, same format, same look. See, you got this same fingers even, just a different string. Everything's jumped up a string and over one. And so you start to see these patterns in bass. And so if you get this major pattern, you got a couple places you can play the same exact thing. All right, so you're asking yourself, well, that's all well and good, but what do we do when the song's not in the key of C? And again, we're going to kind of refer back to our number system here. And I'm going to go ahead and write down my numbers here. Let's put them up here at the top. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then back to 1 if I needed to think about that. And you could really just make a chart ahead of time for yourself. But what I really want to emphasize is the commonalities in the patterns here. So I start with my G. Okay, and after G comes A, then comes B, then comes C, then D, then E, then F, and then G. But hold on a second. We're in the key of G, and there's something funny about that F. Remember we talked about flats and sharps. If you notice in the C pattern, the relationship between the distance between the 7 and the 1, there's no space in between them. And if we go to the key of G and we sort of follow that pattern, this is actually an F sharp. Okay? Now, do you need to know that? Not really. Okay, once you get the pattern down, you don't have to think about this. But I want to just demonstrate the point real quick. So I start with my G. Okay? And again, I'm going to go the same pattern as I did with that C. And so it's G, A, B, C, D, okay, and then E, F sharp, G. Now, if you get nothing else out of this, I want you to notice how that is exactly the same as this C pattern up here. So notice the shape is the same. I got this middle finger, pinky finger, first finger, middle finger, pinky finger, first finger, ring finger, pinky. Okay? That's exactly the same as this pattern. Middle finger, pinky, first, middle, pinky, first, ring, pinky. Okay? And that's how you would really play those too. So if you get these patterns down, you don't have to necessarily think about, well, is this a sharp note? Is this a flat note? What key am I in? Let's say, what if I just told you where to start and then you had your whole scale built out of that? Okay, so what I just want to emphasize now is the whole the scale part. So I'm just going to demo a couple of quick scales, just major scales on the bass, and that should help you get started. And I would practice this major pattern over and over and over and over and over until you just nailed it down. Okay. All right, so we're just going to go over a couple of major scales. We'll go over the two we just looked at, and we'll just make sure we have that down, and then we'll officially be done with 102. All right, the first pattern we talked about was really the C pattern, and it started on a C note. So first of all, you got to think about, where am I starting? Where's my starting note? And which finger do I start with? That might be another thing to ask. So let me get my paper over here. And according to the paper, we got a couple of different C's we can go from, but I'm going to go ahead and start with this one up higher, and I see that this dot is here, so this is the 5th dot, this is the 7th, and so we'll start on the 8th fret. Okay, so we'll jump up. This is there's 3, 5, 7, 9. Okay, 3, 5, 7, 9. It's odd numbers, so it's a little easier to remember that way. But 3, 5, 7, 9. And so 7 and 9 are there, so 8 would be right in between. And it's going to start with my middle finger. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play that. Go ahead and play it with me. Alright? So now I gotta think about that pattern. The first one I'm gonna do middle finger. Okay, and then I'm gonna go pinky. Now switch to first finger. Middle finger. Pinky. First finger. Third ring finger. And then back to pinky. Okay? And so I'm just going to go through that a couple times just to make sure we got it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And keep practicing it till you can play it fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can even go backwards. You wouldn't have to say 8, you could say 1, but either way. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just talk out loud while you do that. It'll help imprint the numbers in your head. Okay, so if you need to pause it and do that over again or just practice around, go for it. Now remember, I also said we could play C elsewhere and only focus on those 2 strings, and then you have room on top to go to those higher notes. So notice how C is also right there. Ooh. C is also right there. So if C is right there, I can use the same pattern. I don't even have to think about it. Just do the same thing, just start in a different place. And that's where we got to get to, where we start in a different place but do the exact same thing. So I'm also going to play a C down here, 3rd fret of an A string. Okay? So I could play a C here, and I could play C down here. Okay? And sometimes they sound a little different tone-wise, but it's the exact same note if you're in tune. So I'm going to go do the same pattern, start with my middle finger. There's my 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if you use the correct fingers, it should sound good. Okay? Or do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. But we'll stick to the numbers for now. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or 1, same note. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, we got that. Alright, now, like I said last time, we don't have to just play in C. Once we get the pattern down, we can play in any key we want. So I'm going to switch to G. Now, do I need to know all of these notes and where they exist and all that stuff? Not really. You don't even just need to know the letters eventually. We won't worry about that right now, but eventually you won't even have to learn the letters. So, right now there's my number system, okay? And more importantly, there's my pattern. So this time, notice the G starts on that 3rd fret, but on the 1st string. So whereas C was 3rd fret of the 2nd string, we're starting down here this time. So it's a little lower. So we're a nice low note. And most of the songs we play are in G or some variation of that. So if you get the G pattern there, we can do the exact same thing and just have a different scale, different note. But we're playing the exact same thing. The left hand's doing the same thing, the right hand's doing the same thing. It's just we're in a different location. Big deal. Alright? So we're going to start with there's G. Okay, it's our 1. I'm just going to count the numbers out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 1. Okay? 1. Starting down here with that middle finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Practice it until you get fast at it. But more importantly, just get the numbers locked down in your head. Okay, when I'm playing my middle finger and that's the beginning note, it's always the 1. Okay, and if I want to get to a 4, I'll jump up here. Okay, or I could walk through it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 is always middle finger there. Okay, so you learn the relationships of the numbers, and I always learn that there's 1, then 4 is right above it. It doesn't matter where I am. Okay, if I learn there's 1, then 5 is always 1 above and 2 frets up. Always. Okay, you start to see these patterns once you get that major scale locked down. So again, get that scale down with numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So learn that, and again, sometimes it takes a little practice with the right hand too. Using a couple fingers will help with that. Let me see if I can demo that without getting too uncomfortable here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you alternate between fingers, sometimes it keeps it more steady as you get going. Because if you're constantly using one finger, okay, you can do it for now, but eventually you want to use a couple. Some people use like a whole hand, but for now, just work on one and maybe adding a second finger, doing a little walking thing going, so you can do a little more. Okay, so that's all from for the notes is numbers. Memorize your numbers, memorize your scales, and we'll see you in the 200 level class.